The monstrous view of a monstrous city leads to monstrous rage and a monstrous ravaging. Hello everyone and welcome to Monster the Ravaging. My name is Philip and I am the storyteller of this World of Darkness inspired game. Maybe I should call myself the tale teller or something. Or the story relater.
Ooh. I like the tale teller.
Story relater.
The story relater.
The story
like that one.
imparter.
Yeah, the imparter.
Imparter.
Or I could be the story
well,
Call
relater.
this the
Yeah.
Imparted? Is that the name of the show?
Oh my God! What? Oh, the Imparted. So this is So this is our sort of this is our horror, gothic terror, punk, 1990s helicopter-centric monster game inspired by those games. Yes, I'm Philip. I'm the storyteller, and I am surrounded by our wonderful monsters. Say, society isn't ready for us and never will be because it's a construct of weak beings less than us, monsters.
What Philip said. Monsters.
All right, yeah.
Monsters.
I lost halfway through that.
That was sad. And I did my job. How are we all doing tonight?
Did I defend the protector? Whatever.
Okay. I'm also, this is minor gripe, but I'm just very annoyed that Twitch decided to just change where things are for no reason.
Oh, is
Just
it
like-
changed where things are?
Yeah, if you look at the stream, you'll see that all the stuff is now at the top that used to be at the bottom of the window.
The nerve.
So I keep looking in the wrong places for things. And also the video producer center's
you
gone,
mean?
and now you have to go through like your... Oh, well, I think
wow,
maybe it's
that's-
different on mobile. But
That's very meta, though. That's that we're seeing our.
And you
Wow.
can see the reflection.
It's so many
Oh, yeah.
levels.
it's an infinity mirror. That we
Wow, that's wild. Well,
So there you go. That's,
goodness. I'm so sorry that Twitch has done this to us.
It's annoying.
Speaking of other things that Twitch has not done to us, I have taken the liberty for the three of you. I'm putting this into our Zoom chat for you. These are the dice that have already been discovered of the
Yes.
current set. So we have these are the swords. We now have 4 swords. We have
Are the swords all green like Christmas trees?
they are all green. Whether or not they're like Christmas trees, that is up to you to determine.
They are. They
Fair
are.
enough. They are these like the stars atop Christmas trees, the blue ones,
Yeah.
tiding some comfort
guess.
and joy.
Those are wizards.
They are more wizardy, and then of course there is the eye. The eye of the enemy is burning.
Oh,
So there,
I like that color.
we actually that has leapfrog. That has like there was like 3 of that in a row or something crazy. The
Yeah.
eye, we now have 6 of the 7 dice, everything but the D12. So you can look at what has already been discovered, and you may make your guesses as to what is going to emerge from box 15 here in the Wizards and Warlocks arcade-themed adventure calendar for the evening.
We know it's only the 3 themes.
Well, that's where the trick comes in. Liv on Friday took, I thought,
It has to be a 4th.
well, for this one, there's only 24 boxes, so there's going to be 21 dice in 3 7-dice sets, and then there's 3 other dice. But there also sometimes there's like more than one extra. You know, there's like a couple in a slot sometimes. Liv said, I think there's a metal D2 like token, like arcade token, that didn't come out, but that
Oh,
feels like a good guess. Of all the guesses that people have made of like, there'll be a this thing or a that or whatever, that has been the one where I'm like, I bet you're going to be right about what the secret one is. So there
What would
could
you
be
use
some
that
other.
for?
It's like just
Just
an
flipping a
either
coin
or, just
kind of
coin toss. The D2,
Okay.
it just kind of you know, a yes no.
I'm gonna go D20 of stars.
D20 stars. I like it.
I've been
Can I
really
have a
good at guessing
two-tiered
these
guess?
ones this time for this set, but
Fair enough.
You got it last time. Super
I got it
helicopter
last time,
maneuver.
and then the
That's
on
right.
Monday.
You got a
on
bonus
Monday, I-
helicopter.
Yeah, and on Monday, the Monday after that, I basically guessed it, except that I was wrong with the die size. But I said something like fireball, and
Yeah.
it was a D10, and it was a D8, and it was the orange one with eyes. I'm like, I would be able to make the same argument I made that I won. Technically,
That you
won.
had wizard. That you
the
had the
wizard
wizard
one?
hat, because this very much the fact that it was a triangular, like that is 100% a wizard's hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he
Yep.
said wizard. Yeah, he said D4 was that's close.
What
enough.
was the last one that was chosen?
You mean pulled the one that revealed?
This? The D6,
D6 eye.
eye.
That color is so
That'd be-
pretty.
that
I
is
like
a-
it. That whole set is very
Pac-Man
cool, and
Purple.
it also has the fun kind of like, there's some variation. There's some lighter and darker.
I like that.
It's hard to see, but yeah.
So can I do a 2-tiered guess?
Potentially?
I
Jed,
want to. I know I'm being.
Let's
being
hear.
extra.
Let's hear what it is.
You're gonna like it. I want to say wand, which isn't on the list so far.
Okay.
Hence the 2-tier question, and then I'll do a D, or like a coin, like a.
A
B2
wand.
thing.
You think it's gonna be a wand coin?
That's what I'm saying.
I think I like the sound of it.
Hence the tier 2. 'Cause I figure it's probably the wand maybe.
I see what you're saying. Okay, that's less annoying. It felt like you were going to create like you were splitting at the blackjack table. This felt like
I
what
want to
you were
make
saying,
two.
we're
I
just-
want to make 2 bets. I would, or
Yeah.
double
No,
down.
no.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say sword. D8.
A sword date. All right.
Sword
So-
date.
Star D20, sword date, or a wand D2.
Sword date feels like a good second date and a terrible first date.
Welcome to the sword date.
This is the most stressful time of the week, is picking these.
Is what's going to be in there. All right. Oh. My friends, Pierce, you had the right zone, but the wrong size. It is a D6, and this one is only stars. Stars all the way around, no
Oh,
numbers.
that's fun. That's good.
Wow,
Which
that
is fun. 6 stars, 1 star. It could be cool for a rope of stars. That's how many stars you throw off of
Oh,
a
yeah.
rope of stars. I'm rolling this to see. I always roll to see what our first roll is.
I heard rope of stars.
It came up with a rope of stars. Came up with a 1 to start things off. So kind of a
That's
bummer.
good.
But
Not for me.
Good for us.
I wish you guys, because I don't know how well you'll be able to, like these have like very light sparkle glitter
I
inside.
know,
I-
it's so pretty,
It's really
like
good.
a
Oh,
galaxy.
that's good.
This is Black Oak Workshop. They make cool dice, I have to say, and what a fun delivery system. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I've been somewhat stalling because I think we may have another person joining us tonight. But I think I
Okay.
will go ahead and start doing some recap of what's been happening because this person would need that more than anyone else, and it's fun if they don't have it. So, in our previous adventure, it was 2 weeks ago that we last played this, and it was somewhat of an eventful one. We had some more multi-explosion scenarios. The monsters Countess kind of went on a slightly longer sort of tour of Brooklyn, but the rest of you eventually converged on Queens at this sort of site of the old World's Fair, where you basically found the monster in question. Truman got there first and managed to speak to this kind of an odd, disheveled man. Seems I would say he, obviously monsters, it's always hard to tell. He appears kind of like, middle-aged, but not I don't know, maybe even older than that perhaps, but very vital. Mark Rylance is in my head for whatever reason.
Oh, sure.
That's kind of what I'm going with for his vibes.
Okay.
So there you go. Point being, he had a German accent. He
That's
apologized for the trouble he had caused you, and he had also seemed kind of morose about certain things. Truman said I think I want to help you, and better the devil you know, that this Ravager, he kind of felt no, there is no better devil. He was very insistent on that point. Foreshadowing. At this point, however, more helicopters landed. He started to say what his name was, Dr. But then Luca took a shot from the trees, and Truman badassly shot the bullet out of the air so it only winged the guy, and he did not ravage and eat everyone. Well done. At that point, a fight broke out. Luca, once again doing some shenanigans, Gaius like summoned a giant octopus that kind of blocked her off, and boy did that come back to be a problem later too, foreshadowing the sequel. 8 shadowing arms. Then you guys went after Luca with Truman giving a pad to this Ravager and saying, get to my helicopter, they'll keep you safe. Go. You'll get to a safe house. Tell my helicopter pilot. He ran. Gaius...
Franklin,
his helicopter Franklin. Gaius sent the octopus after and went after them. Meanwhile, Luca and Johnny traded some barbs, like you do. And then Luca threw sticky C4 to Johnny and blew him up. So Johnny, you now also know the sting of Luca blowing you up. So he got blasted over. Countess kind of helped him out. Yeah. Truman, however, used his envenomed bullets to shoot at Luca awesomely, which actually freaked her out. So rather than even try to get rid of him, she just disarmed him and then sort of like drove away, but with like letting him know that there's a mine, kind of to get him to, not pursue and just to get out of the way, which he did. He ran away from the mine, but then he got a spectacular failure on his dodge, and Johnny Wright got a spectacular failure on his dodge, or no, on his trying to throw a thing, because he wanted to throw that octopus at it, and he's very strong. He threw it but failed, so the octopus wrapped its tentacle around him, and he effectively thored himself, but rather than a hammer, it was an octopus. He threw it and then hung on, and was pulled by the force of his own throw, knocking himself, Truman, and the octopus into the claymore, which then exploded them all. So, Johnny, you've now had your own double explosion experience at the hands of Luca. And unlike Truman's, they were actually both Luca explosions, because Truman got Luca exploded back into Gaius's helicopter explosion. Countess, you didn't get exploded, so congratulations.
Thank you.
In any event, that was not the end of things going sideways, because Gaius caught up to the ravaging monster as he got into Truman's helicopter, joined him in the helicopter. This ravaging individual said being this helpful isn't very monstrous, which is kind of an insult to you guys, before kicking him out of the helicopter. He landed, followed shortly by the twisted-necked Franklin, who was tossed out after him as he stole Truman's helicopter and escaped, presumably not to that safe house you wanted him to go to. You started saying that his name, he was like, I don't even know who he is, it was Dr. At which point Johnny goes, you mean Dr. Faust? Who you all know was the founder of the Empire Menagerie. And that is the cliffhanger off of which we left off on of. So, my friends, did I forget any other? Obviously, the Countess has some adventures and found out the name Bianca is the witch who escaped. That was Countess's main action item there. Am I forgetting any other key moments? I did not say the specific Phantom of the Opera songs that Truman sang, but it was beautiful when it happened. Any other moments I need to
retroactively say that the Countess saved a bodega cat and brought a bodega cat with her?
You saved a bodega cat from the explosions?
Yeah.
Okay. Man, that bodega cat was...
No, I'm saying when she was in Brooklyn, there was a bodega cat.
Oh, you saved a Brooklyn bodega cat. Okay, understood.
And brought it with me to Queens on the helicopter.
That makes sense. These are all normal sentences. Yes,
yeah.
100%. You know that bodega cat I saved in Brooklyn that took on the helicopter with me to Queens? You know that one? Well, it's gone.
You know when you vibe a
Senior
bodega
Fluffles?
cat, and you're like, that cat could maybe... We don't know if that cat is a human cat or a regular cat or a cat.
You guys should ask Gaius to talk to it for you, which is something that you haven't quite seen him do, but he seems to do a lot.
Yeah. He started a Pigeons off-Broadway career, it sounded like. Some of your
oh my lord. Some of your main intel came from just like a deer he talked to, or a fox or something. But
That pigeon is now Rick Moranis.
that
Our
Success.
main bad info came
From a deer. Also, all of our surveillance before we went into the cabin came from frogs.
that was different.
True.
Those were purpose summoned frogs.
Yeah.
The frog intel wound up being good. Those frog men understood what witches are up to. So, with all that in mind,
frogmen and frogs. There was also just little frogs.
oh yeah, they each
Yeah.
was carrying a frog because he rolled 6 successes or something. Speaking of which, go ahead and make sure you reset your willpower and health trackers today.
Oh, we get to reset the health tracker. I wasn't sure how much time had passed.
Ooh, yes, we are going to say that in the walking back and in just the kind of like, we're going to say that you guys had to take a, 5 minutes, however long, to like, well, this situation sucked. So yes, everyone's health trackers are back to full. Oh, but you do have true damage now, right, Johnny?
I have 1 true damage.
Okay, sounds good.
Hey, true damage, brothers.
I've also,
Yeah, so 1 true damage and 1 rage.
I also keep forgetting that when you
Same.
are, that when you guys are at like the full, when you've taken all the normal damage you can, you technically are considered wounded, and it means that you
Penalties.
you do have penalties on your rolls until you recover from those wounds. But I forgot. That's okay. We'll remember it.
It keeps happening at the end of our session anyway.
Look,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not sure it could have gone any worse. So,
Indeed. So,
Yeah.
my friends, after a few moments. That's true. Yeah, it could have got worse. That's a fair point. Rescinded. At this point, the helicopter is gone, as is Luca Saint Dedecroix. Which means...
They hate her so much.
Yeah, I get it now.
Very much.
Justified.
Gaius will sort of stand and say, I have to get back to the office. I'll come back over to the headquarters tower when I can. But then he goes and tells Harrison to, he kind of steps over the body of Franklin and goes to Harrison and will fly in his thing.
Rip Franklin.
Yeah,
He was such an
Franklin,
important part of the team.
we hardly knew you
I
in this
remember
game.
I remember him always rooting us on.
Yeah.
I'll never have somebody as in love with me as Franklin.
I almost fired him because of that. He was loyal.
I'm gonna name my bodega cat Franklin in Franklin's honor.
You know what? I think he'd appreciate that a lot. Franklin was a big cat lover.
Loved the smaller animals.
Yeah.
Just sort of means
You know, I
can
found
ride
him in
back.
the employ of a werewolf, werecat person.
Ew.
So yeah, that's what I said. Why I took him in, but he did love cats, so I think he'll appreciate that.
Gentle werewolf.
Yeah. Definitely was a werecat. There definitely was a werecat who stole him from.
Yeah. He was part of the chocolate menagerie. Went down to visit.
An Atlanta werecat.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's just roll up that character real quick. Let's see. Her name starts with a P. We don't have to roll up that character. The point is, as you guys...
Penelope was the worst. My goodness.
Named Penelope. She was the worst.
Penny and I had a difficult relationship.
You and Penelope did as well? Oh man. All right. Guys,
Never met
We
her.
never
It's
cared
just-
for one another.
good stalling.
Such a pick me.
There we go. There we go. Now we're on the trolley.
Yes.
All right.
Well,
I feel the need for speed. That's
Yes, he has a Tales album cover as his background image. Which is perfect. Welcome, sir.
you.
So, I'm sure that you may have some questions about your sheath there, and how this game works. But we're just gonna kind of throw you into this.
Yeah, I love it.
In the intervening time, however, I didn't want to pick a name for you. So far we have names such as the Countess, Truman Graves, Johnny Wright, and Ka, who is not present tonight. His character's name is Gaius Octavius, which, if you think about it, is like intentional. It was a clever thing. So, whatever you'd like to call yourself based on the vibes that we've crafted for your character is you can do.
You just
Currently
went
we're,
from Goose
you can
to
take-
ER.
You can take some time if you want, because currently we're eulogizing the death of Franklin.
They are
Freeman's
eulogizing
pilots.
someone named Franklin. There was a pilot named Franklin who was killed, and he was stolen from an Atlanta werecat named Penelope. He's been working for Truman for a while, and Penelope's the worst.
I never met her.
Is Penelope
Sounds like a
still
bitch,
alive?
though.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll on Penelope. Let's see if Penelope is alive.
Not if I see her again.
Please tell me I
Penelope-
shot her.
Penelope is no longer a part of the menagerie, but is alive. Penelope's no longer
Okay.
a part of the chocolate
We
menagerie.
better stay in
and,
hiding.
Yeah.
Ethan Land. Okay.
Ethan Leangelo?
Ethan Langelo.
Okay. So, Ethan Langelo. Now it's real. Okay. As you guys stand here with Franklin, as Reginald takes off, so you're actually, the three of you only have 2 helicopters here between you, which is rough. And Truman, you're down another PDA.
I know. I just got that one.
Johnny,
Yeah.
you, as as we sort of discussed, Truman, Countess, Johnny, and Gaius are members of the Council of the Empire Menagerie. There are other monsters in your menagerie. And Johnny, having heard this bombshell revelation from Truman about who the Ravaging monster is, you actually think of one of the monsters who is not on the council, but is a member of the menagerie. Someone who is something of a lore master, a sort of a guy who has a lot of information. I don't want to say professorial, but a guy who has some intel.
Sure.
He's read all the books.
Look, I know I think that's enough time on Franklin. We've got work to do. I need to find a payphone for someone I know that we can page that probably knows a lot more about Dr. Faust. You guys know he's in the menagerie. Do you all remember Ethan Langelo? Sort of a lore master, if you will. Might know a bit more about how we can deal with this Faustian problem.
Countess and Truman, I would like for each of you to give me a wits and lore roll. So I think it's just wits, because I don't think either of you have a pip in lore.
1 on the rage.
1 on the rage. Perfect. And in this case, that will be a different kind of spectacular failure. So we're already setting up greatness. Anna, how'd you do?
Can I haven't rolled yet. Can I add something? Because my wits is not great.
You can... let me look. I don't think there's any way for you to add, but if you wanted to, you could spend a willpower afterwards to, re-roll. your wits
okay.
is 2. You got 2 dice. This is I wouldn't
Oh,
spend
never mind. Single success.
Single success. Okay.
I'll take it.
So the good news, because you have a success and your spectacular failure, means you are both very familiar with Ethan Langelo. Countess, Ethan, he's not a member of your circles, so you don't know much about him, but you're familiar with him, and yes, you're like, sure, lore master, fine. Point is, you know who he is. That's all it is. This isn't a name out of nowhere. Truman.
What borough does he hail from?
Well, I guess that actually is. I was literally about to ask that of the man himself, but we can ask that now. Andrew, what borough does Ethan Langelo hang out in? Where is his headquarters?
Brooklyn, of course.
Brooklyn. Okay, so back to Brooklyn.
Oh,
All right, we're in
Bushwick,
how
how many
actually.
détentes?
He's in Bushwick.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Dilettantes. I don't know
So-
the word.
So we can So Johnny, just give me 1 second. Truman, however, thanks to your spectacular failure, you know Ethan Langelo. You despise Ethan Langelo because
Oh no, they always hate each other.
not only
Should know it all.
does he sort of he is often he is like bested you in little games of wits and of like recall because you didn't have your tech available, so you weren't able to look stuff up, and he just knew it. It was the most irritating thing. He has embarrassed you on a few occasions, but in ways where everyone else like laughed and like you couldn't go after him. It was all above board. But Ethan he's
No.
gotten the best of you on a few occasions.
Truman, I
not.
told you to
We
get a
don't.
Palm Pilot.
We don't need. If it's smaller, it only holds like a megabyte of information. It's just not enough.
It seems
for
like a
what I
lot.
need. It's not even close for the stuff that I need on my. That's why it's always a full sized, blueberry. That's what I use. But yeah, can we not talk to Ethan?
There's not a lot of people.
He's
in the
standing
menagerie
right
that would
here.
have-
We have to acknowledge
He's
him.
not here.
Oh, he's not here. Never mind.
Yeah, sorry. You guys are going to
Yeah.
head to when you were asking where
Thank
he is.
God.
That was fun because that's where you're going. So it looks like we're heading to Bushwick, baby.
So I have to
Can
go
we at
back
least-
to Brooklyn?
Apparently.
Let me at least stop by and pick up. Can I pick up something? Every time I see him, I don't have my stuff.
Oh my
with
God,
me.
that's
Well,
perfect.
Just-
Oh yes, that's
where-
perfect. He doesn't have his
Well-
tech. He doesn't even have a helicopter.
Truman-
Shit, this is amazing.
No,
Truman,
no.
where would you propose we go? You destroyed all the technology at the tower. You just
we could
gave
just
away your PDF that was replacing that.
Well, I have my hideout in Manhattan, and do I have any other stash houses or places of operation?
You know, roll a d10.
If I had my blueberry, I could tell you exactly where to go. 5.
You just don't. You basically like you have some man. It's like you have some DOS stuff, but your Unix stuff is. It's just like you're. This couldn't be happening at a worse time, and now you couldn't be going to someone worse to have to deal with.
Look, we'll stop by your Manhattan house after we've spoken with Ethan. It's on the way.
Well, I think actually we need to go through Manhattan to get to Brooklyn. So if we can stop by my galleries in Chelsea, we can get Truman.
Just helicopters landing.
Yes. Is the deputy still with me?
Yeah, Deputy
So I have the
Fraser's there.
deputy and the bodega cat.
Yeah, you still have Deputy Fraser and Franklin the cat. Yeah, you got both those things.
Okay.
Be great. That's just at least need my. Oh, Ethan, really? Langelo?
Oh,
Name's weird
okay,
too.
Then
Nobody knows
Oh, you
how
know
he
what?
pronounces this.
Actually, Flushing Meadows to Bushwick is actually a pretty straight shot by
Damn it! I was
helicopter.
thinking of the Bronx.
Sorry, yeah. So yeah, you guys could travel that pretty quick directly, but if you want to go to Chelsea, if you want a detour to Manhattan, by all means.
No, I'm not that into helping Truman. Let's go.
Understood.
I'll just
So yeah, go ahead, Johnny.
I'm just gonna say, like, I assume in the World's Trade at the World's Fairgrounds, there's a payphone somewhere.
There is definitely a payphone.
Yeah,
Here
so I'll
in
just
the Flushing Meadows Corona Park.
yeah, so I'll just pick up a payphone and call Ethan's number.
Ethan, I'd like you
See if he picks up.
to describe to us your Bushwick, your 1990s Bushwick. Like, are you in what kind of place? You're in, like a warehouse in a loft?
Oh, it's definitely no. It's a warehouse. It's not a good section of town. No, there's a lot of broken glass. So many beer bottles on the street.
Okay, cool.
It's a 2-story art collective.
Oh,
Yeah, but it's very, from the outside, it's very unassuming. A lot of trash.
understood. So much trash. So, Ethan, you're there in your warehouse now. Countess
More
is
like Trashwick.
more like Trashwick, and Countess. Perhaps the fact that he has an art collective there, this can also key into your stuff.
I told you all of the Bohemians are moving to Brooklyn.
It's just it's ridiculous. So, Johnny, you put the call in.
Yep.
Ethan, your phone rings.
Speak.
Ethan, Johnny,
Johnny, Ethan,
need some encyclopedia help. You in?
of course.
All right, we're on our way.
For an
Listen
old
for
brother
the-
like you, of course.
Excellent.
Come in the
Listen-
back way, though.
All right, just listen for the choppers. You know when we get
Absolutely.
close.
Oh, I'll be waiting.
Does Ethan have a helipad on top?
Here's
for
the
us
thing,
all?
and I Ethan, you guys can definitely land against all code and good advice. You can definitely land on the roof of his place. I will, however, say that this is what, and so Andrew, thank you so much for joining us in this game. This is one big thing that will be separating your character, who's not a member of the council, from them, which is that you do not have a helicopter yet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Someday, maybe, you know what, do good enough on this job, maybe you'll get put on the council, then you'll get a helicopter.
Yeah, maybe.
Of course, right now Truman's on the council and he doesn't even have a helicopter, so
Tracks.
All right.
embarrassing. Let's do it. All right.
All right.
So
And so, hang up the phone without saying goodbye, because you don't never say goodbye when you're cool.
no, never.
And I said, just listen for the choppers. Hang it up, and I walk back and I go, all right, he's in. Truman, you can ride with me. I hang out all the time anyway, so I don't really use the seat.
That's right.
All right. So, with that, you guys fly across the city. By across the city, I mean you fly across part of Queens and some of Brooklyn, and you land 2 helicopters at the warehouse in Bushwick. The first thing you all notice is all the broken glass bottles on the ground below, but you're up on the
Smells
roof.
like trash.
However, standing on the roof
Yes.
waiting for you
Yes.
with his
Yes.
would you describe yourself, Ethan? Oh, and I didn't
Absolutely.
tell you this. You have to be wearing one leather garment somewhere.
Oh,
At
there's.
least one.
It's all. No, I don't wear anything else.
Perfect. Okay.
I mean, you haven't lived until you've had leather underwear. No, I'm standing there in a floor-length duster. You can see from the glint of the helicopter headlights the silver embedded all over my face. As I sort of strike a dramatic silhouette, the tail of my duster flicking up in the wind as I slowly and dramatically turn around. I'm a big guy. 6'5", ripped, very pale.
Nice.
Yeah. But there's something enigmatic, unreadable, unknowable, unthinkable about me.
Unthinkable.
Something's unthinkable about him. Truman, were you going to say something?
Such a dick.
Um,
The silver in your face, is that like studs or is it just your face?
Oh
is
yeah, no,
silver?
it's no. It's lots of piercings, so many. It's so cool. The coolest. Imagine the coolest piercings you can think of. They're
It's
way
distract from
cooler.
the ugly. I get it.
all right. I'll step off the sort of what the runner
Yeah, the runner.
that
Yeah.
of the chopper that I ride on.
With
And just sort of-
headlights. The chopper with headlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, spotlight.
And I'll
Oh, I
just
like
flick,
headlights.
flick away the cigarette I've been smoking and walk over. I'm glad you could meet us.
Happy I could take some time out of visiting Prague.
Prague in the 90s sounds rough.
That's
I was in Prague in the 90s. It was great.
Man,
Okay.
Yeah.
what is the
metal scene there.
Okay, so Anna, what is the menagerie of Prague called? Part of me wants to say they're the window menagerie because of the defenestration of Prague that's so famous, but that's a little too inside. So what's
I think it's the Crystal Menagerie because they're known for their Swarovski crystals.
the Crystal Menagerie? Now later on, there's a meth-based menagerie that's also called the Crystal Menagerie, but that's later.
But that's with a K. That's
A
fine.
lot later. That's a lot later.
and a Z.
By
It
the
is with a K.
Crystal
I like that.
Menagerie. I love it. All right, so the Crystal
Right.
Menagerie of Prague. Thank you. Perfect. In any case, Ethan, you see Johnny stepping out of his helicopter. You see the Countess stepping out of hers. Now, the Countess, you are... So, also, Ethan, let me tell you a little bit about... or you guys can tell...
It's
Why
been,
don't,
yeah, I've been in Eastern Europe for a while, so
why don't you all share... why don't you share with Ethan what he would know about you, being specifically your... You can tell him your sort of lineage. You can tell him kind of like the type of monster you sort of are, but he would probably very much know which sphere of influence you all are.
Sure. Yeah, I'm trying to write lineage of the Claw Fang, as you know, and I control the criminal sector of our world.
So
Much more boots on the ground, street level, sort of
I
ruling the
respect
city
that.
that way.
he's sort of you know him to be kind of like the boss behind all of like the human bosses. They take their orders from him. And being Klon Fang, Ethan, you would understand that means he's things like werewolves, and he's kind of that energy. Your werewolves and your kind of beastly Wendigos, things like that. Countess.
So the Countess is very tall, wears a leather baby doll dress, and high-heeled, like stiletto-heeled Doc Martens, and and she is the vampire who she has full night-day privileges, and works in she grew up on the Upper East Side, but she walks in arts and that society, the upper echelon of the art world, just discovering new painters and brings them to fame, and has her way with them.
Probably many of the people in the artist collective that is housed where you sort of operate out of would all love an intro for the Countess.
yeah, they would, but we like to keep things authentic here.
Absolutely.
You know?
So
Cute.
the Countess kind of runs the culture of the city. Johnny Wright, the crime. But that leaves Truman Graves. If you'd like to describe yourself for him, Truman.
Sure, I'm sure we have an extensive, well, at least in my
I
mind,
don't-
maybe more extensive history.
Yeah.
I'd like to think it's kind of like Mozart and the other guy, but I'm the other guy.
Salamari.
Salieri.
Salieri?
Salmonella.
Salmonella. Anyway, you can see kind of what he looks like with the 3-piece suit, off balanced jacket, one size longer than the other, and the leather trench. You know him having typically a full mask, but currently it's sliced down the middle with like loose sigils on it, and that's definitely new. Truman is he's the tech guy. He created the operating system Opera, and
And the internet, according to claims you made a couple of sessions back.
and the internet.
The
you
internet
took
let
Gore to
Al Gore-
task last time. I
let
think.
Al
Really
Gore take credit for
Yeah.
it, but it's some bullshit. Basically, what it is. Yeah, he's got a lot of information at his fingertips, which is
so,
why you annoy him to no end, whether you're aware of that or not.
So, Ethan, you know these individuals. I also will mention that Truman and Johnny, both their clothing, they both reek of like gasoline and accelerants
still-
and
If I'm like charred and bloody with like bullet holes in
Yeah.
most of my clothing.
they have been both of them have been blown up. Truman has been blown up 3 times tonight. Johnny has been blown up twice. One of them was together.
Wait, and what do we know about Ethan? That he's a
Countess, with the role you had, the one success you had, you're under the impression that he is a guy who knows a lot of the history, and it really made sense when Johnny was like, we want to know about Dr. Faust, we should go talk to Ethan. So you don't know him well because he's not on the council with you. He's just one of the monsters in New York, kind of under your guys, like, you know, under your protection and also under your sort of direction.
okay.
Is the idea. So Ethan, with all of this in mind, as you see them all, I just want to let Andrew do a roll to kick things off, and then Johnny, you can do this. I would like for you
Okay.
to kind of take the measure of this situation. So the way this game works is you have the attributes in those top boxes. Those, you'll always add one attribute and a skill if you have it. In this case, I want you to sort of feel out the situation here. I want you to roll a wits and a detect vibe. So you're going to add together the pips you have in wits or dots, and the dots or pips check boxes is what it is on our sheets that you have a detect vibe. So if you see that, you've got 2 in wits.
Well, I don't see what. Oh yes.
Wits
yeah,
is
yeah,
under
okay.
a mental attribute
Yep.
wits, and then
Yep,
a
5.
social skill of detect vibe. You'll have 5 power. Now I also want to mention. So go ahead and just roll 5 d10s.
5d10.
And let us know what each number is.
3, 3, 6, 6, 7.
3, 3, 6, 6, 7. Okay, so the bad news for you is that none of those were successes. You need an 8, 9, or 10 to succeed. The good news for you is we gave you a feat that we gave you a legacy no one has taken yet. You have something called Will of the Monster, which means not only do you get 2 additional willpower every session. Willpower is a way you can reroll. When you reroll, you get to reroll 4 dice instead of 3. So if you'd like to, you could reroll. You could spend 1 willpower and reroll 4 of those to really try to drag down what's happening.
Okay, great. And I'm not trying to have matches. I'm just trying to get high.
You're just trying to in more ways than one. In fact, if you roll
That's
a
right.
10, the die explodes and you get to roll it again.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And where do I mark my wits?
So your willpower, you just unclick one of those boxes, and I actually did yours in a backwards way. I'm gonna.
Oh, I see it. No, that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So just I need to delete the unused checks for you. Okay, there you go. Cool. So yeah, just
Okay.
unclick one of those, roll 4 of your dice again, and we'll see if you can turn. At first.
Oh no. 2, 1, 1, 3.
2, 1, 1, 3. So 9 dice, no successes. Don't worry, we've been here many times. So unfortunately, Ethan, you simply don't have a read on these people.
No, I don't even like them.
Yeah.
Well, what brings you to Bushwick?
We've got a problem in the city. We need some of
Hmm.
your knowledge about the Under Menagerie,
Hmm.
Dr. Faust.
particularly.
Oh, I see. Well, why'd you come down? Take the fire escape, and we can go into my office.
All right. Let's do it.
Very good.
I take it this isn't
some
an elevator
stairs.
building.
No, just go ahead and walk down the steps. Careful, it's raining.
I'm gonna walk over to my pilot
Okay.
just really quickly before going. Lagok, if you could fly around, just keep an eye out, looking for any signs of Truman's chopper.
Let's see. Lagok, who I think is going to be, we'll say that's L-E-G-A-Q-U-E.
Sure.
And Lagok will say, let's see, Lagok, the French-Canadian.
Yeah, that sounds correct. Oh, yeah.
Who will, in response, say, okay, don't get stabbed by any rough characters here.
Try not to, but
We're in Brooklyn. There are some pretty rough characters around.
yeah.
And
well,
I'm going to snap. And Deputy Fraser will come out and carry me down the stairs.
Understood. Absolutely. He's still wearing a tuxedo.
He is. Not just casually just carried by him.
We have to enter through the window.
and,
Deputy Fraser says, I can handle that.
Okay.
all right, and as I walk away and the helicopter's flying up, I'll light up another cigarette and make my way.
All right. How close do you want it? Like, what radius you want him in, Johnny?
I know. Let's do 10 miles.
Fair enough. Cool. So for all intents and purposes, you guys are down to one helicopter. This is
That's mighty have fallen.
the Empire Menagerie has never been laid so low. All right. So you guys head down into Ethan Langelo's office. I'm gonna roll for Deputy Fraser to make sure he can keep carrying. I mean, if he drops her, she'll just shadow step in and be fine. But it's the principle of the thing. Ooh, I lost one. There's 2 successes here though. What's on the floor? It's a 4, so no. It's he carries you without problems, but he doesn't do it with huge style. He's struggling to go down the steps on a few occasions and maneuver you through the window, but he gets you in without dropping you, so good for him. So, you guys are now in Ethan's office, entering through the window through the fire escape.
That's right. It's all black light.
So you understand the situation here, without giving away too many details, but I want you to understand the severity of what we're dealing with here.
I understand. I never was a fan of details.
We're dealing with a ravaging. We're
Hmm.
dealing with something that could destroy this city.
Hmm.
And while I know you're not in charge of it like we are, and you're fond of this neighborhood, I wouldn't want to see it laid to waste.
Hmm.
And for whatever reason, the I think he's gonna call it the undercarriage. The under council is
Wait, I called them the Chthonium today.
the Chthonium. Right?
Yeah.
The Chthonium is making moves on our city.
Hmm.
So any help you can give us will be remembered.
Of course. Well, it'll cost you.
Truman, That
Yeah.
irritates you to no end. To the point that I actually am going to ask you
Composure roll.
to to make a composure roll to resist some rage.
Ooh.
You don't have to roll the rage on it, though. You don't have to roll the rage die when doing the composure roll.
Right.
Yeah.
I can use willpower to reroll, right?
You can.
Because that doesn't matter. Yeah, I get an extra rage.
Truman, you like Truman. How do you grunt? Do you like break that arm off a chair? Do you? What is the sort of like external demonstration of the rage?
Yeah, I like the idea that I just crunch one of the arms of a chair underneath my hand.
Mm,
What
Sorry.
kind of price you talking about?
you know, the usual. It's difficult when you're making runs to Prague, learning from the best hackers in the world. It's expensive.
Money.
Best hackers in the world?
Yeah. Yeah, they can do things you can only dream about.
I mean, money's not an object.
What? Wow.
You know that.
Wow.
Done.
Wow.
Shit. Oh God, is Jed gonna kill Andrew in tonight's game? Oh shit.
Yeah. Let me just tell you, the things I saw in Eastern Europe will blow your mind. I saw a computer with 32 megabytes of RAM.
That's not even possible.
No, you'd think not. No. Cooled with water.
I'll look at
You
Truman.
mean kilobytes? 32 kilobytes. of
No,
RAM.
no. Mega.
I'll look at Truman and go, Truman, is that possible?
He doesn't know.
Yeah, it's. I mean, my home. What I have at my rig at home is like 64. That's nothing. That's nothing.
Okay, buddy.
Then 2
Okay.
megabytes.
Okay,
Ridiculous. Ridiculous. You're probably still running off DOS, huh? As well, everything's going through for you, isn't it? Not even using some advanced stuff.
You don't even know about Windows 95. It's just on the horizon.
No.
Using water for cooling. I use liquid carbon
water.
dioxide. Carbon dioxide.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you two gentlemen would put your floppy disks away, we have research to do.
Yes, we do, Countess. Yes, we do. So,
Tell us what
Do you have
know
like
about
a-
Dr.
Yeah.
Faust.
Do you have like a spare computer or something I could use
no.
briefly?
No. No, I'm sure you can just find your 64 megabyte operating system. I mean, I did. Unfortunately, it was housed inside that chair that you just broke.
Truman, make another composure roll.
Whether he makes it or not, he definitely snaps the other arm off the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, failed that composure roll too.
You're not taking more rage in this, but you you got to do something. This guy's insulted you twice now.
Yeah. Snap the other arm off the chair.
Okay.
And I stand up and walk slowly over to Ethan. And it's like, do we need to have a hack off? What has to happen here? I have to prove to you how good I am.
No. No one is hacking off anything here.
Oh.
All right.
Oh
No,
shit.
I usually just pay others to do the hacking for me. I don't like to get my hands dirty.
Man,
You know,
that's
it
what I
feels like-
thought.
it's a lot
You ain't
more
got the
pleasure-
skills. You got to pay someone else to do it.
Oh no, I just think it's beneath me. You don't know the
For
pleasure of having
education. I understand.
Yeah, you don't know the pleasure of having someone else hack. You'll never understand the pleasure of having someone else hack you off.
Yeah.
Dr. Faust.
I hack off myself all the time.
I know you do.
I hack off others for fun.
Dr. Faust.
In high school, I was a hacky sack champ.
Okay. All right. Okay. We get it.
Wait, I feel like I've lost the thread of this conversation. Is this a computer thing, or are we talking about dismemberment? Because I'm very knowledgeable about one of them, and we can have a hacking conversation if that's what you want to do. But I feel like I've lost the thread here.
No, let's talk about Dr. Faust.
All right,
So,
listen,
what is it you need to know?
everything.
I clearly know everything that is required.
We need to know everything about him, who his enemies are, what his weaknesses are, everything. And why someone would want to set him on the path of a ravaging. Why is he here? Why is he targeting us?
Ethan,
Yes.
when he says that, I'd like you to make a roll using your analyze and your intelligence. That's 3 dice. When he says what he just said, I'd like you to roll those dice together.
I got an 8.
An 8? 1 8, that's a success. Wonderful. With that success, on Johnny's words, Johnny wasn't necessarily trying to keep this from you. He was maybe trying to downplay some of this, but what you just realized now, perhaps you were suspecting it already, perhaps not. Johnny is here telling you that there is a ravaging, and the one ravaging is Dr. Faust. That is a very frightening prospect, to the point that I actually want you to make a composure roll.
Oh.
So you need to roll your 3 dice. You have 3 in
Roll 'em
composure,
again.
so roll 3 dice, and you need a success here.
I got a success.
You have a success.
Cool.
So-
cool as a cucumber.
So Ethan, you had this moment of swelling fear over this, because that is a very bad thing for Johnny to be implying.
No, it's fine though. What I do is actually I feel like what I do is I just sort of instinctively go up, feel the heavy chains around my neck, and just sort of take the studs and tweak them a little bit so I don't feel anything except for that delicious pain. Anyway, yeah, Dr. Faust, that's terrifying.
All right.
Yeah.
So Ethan, are you in a position where you want to share with them what you know?
Yes.
All right. Then let's go ahead, and you may add your intelligence to your lore. Lore is another mental skill, so you have 2 in intelligence.
Oh.
And
lot.
he's got 5 in lore. He's your lore guy.
Ah, okay.
Up to this point, Johnny has like 1 or 2 in lore.
I have 2 in lore.
2 in lore. This is the lore dude. So you get to roll 7 d10s.
I see patterns and things.
All right.
Patterns in your pants.
Excuse me?
Said, what do you know?
Okay, so I have a 9, an 8, a 9, and a 9, 8, and a 10, a 9, and an 8.
A 10, a 9, and an 8. Okay. First of all, roll the 10 again.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Just roll it again, correct?
Just roll 1 d10 again, yeah. The 10 already counts, but if you get an 8, 9, or 10, it's another success.
No,
Okay,
I don't.
nothing.
I don't.
Okay. If you'd like to, you could spend 1 more of your willpower and re-roll all 4 of those other dice. To try to get more than a third. Because it's like, the more successes you have, the more you're just going to be, totally on top of this.
Super cool. Yeah, no,
All right.
I like that. I'll go ahead and do that.
Love it. I think the record so far is somebody had a 7th degree once.
No,
think that
4. 4 total.
4 successes total. 4 is very good.
Oh wait, yeah, no, that's good. Yeah.
4 is good. All right, with 4 levels of success, you can start sharing with them what you know of Dr. Faust. Now, I will ask you, Ethan, because obviously you don't have all this lore at your hand. Do you want to tell them everything about the sort of history you know of Dr. Faust, or would you rather sort of keep some key things back?
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flick a switch under my desk. The wall opens up, and I think a sort of laser thing comes up to sort of explain the history. It's not gonna have everything on it though.
Understood. Okay.
After it's done, I will, however, slip Johnny a CD-ROM that has the rest of the information on it.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay.
What kind of information do you think would be on the what of the other? I understand you don't know all the details. Like, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So basically,
Yeah.
what?
Basically, I want the real juicy stuff, the linchpin. You know, I want to give
Linchpin.
to Johnny personally.
Understood. So, what plays for you all in this moment is a sort of video art piece with Ethan doing the voiceover, clearly shot in this warehouse and in areas around the city. It looks so good. It was shot on what's called SVHS.
Fuck yes.
So it's like the resolution is like pretty darn good, you guys. No one's ever gonna need more than this many lines of resolution, I'll tell you that much. In which he talks about Dr. Faust, who is the first monster. The first person considered a monster in the sort of tradition of you all. Dr. Faust founded the Empire Menagerie. He is the one who said monsters must all sort of gather together and work to, you know, sort of control our natures and control the world. It was his influence that sort of spread this across the world. And you see a lot of kind of people from the early 90s wearing various super appropriate costumes based on cities around the world. You know, very respectful, very correct, never cancelable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The section on Beijing is particularly rough.
So many rice patty hats and kimonos.
Yeah. And it's weird because that was Africa. So the point is, that was the one for Lagos. So it was like, okay. Point being, you do get this. Some of this information you knew, but I think for maybe Countess and Truman, you know, Dr. Faust is not someone you've like studied extensively. It appears that Dr. Faust also, however, unlike all the other monsters, has a different lineage. His monstrous nature is not the same as yours. His power set is not the same as many of the other sort of common ones. He has a different kind of power. And according to Ethan's video, if he shared it, people don't know. That being said, I would like for Truman and Johnny, and Countess can do this when she gets back, I want you guys to make... I feel like this is very much going... This isn't going to be intelligent, this is going to be wits. And I would like for everyone to add their wits to... as weird as it is, I think because this isn't analysis. This is more of like a emotional thing. I want for Truman and Johnny to do a wits plus craft, which you may not be super high in. Countess, however, because you are an art person, you may do wits plus culture.
Oh.
You know what? Actually, if Truman or Johnny would rather do culture than craft, I would allow that. I think both of you have 0 in culture, so no anything. So go. This is you guys just like analyzing this video, what you're sort of seeing.
I spent 1 willpower to reroll, and I got 2 successes.
2 successes, great.
I spent one
Also,
willpower.
at some point, I'd like to, if I can, analyze whatever information we get from Ethan and compare it to the information I've gathered previously about DeLuca, the Empire Menagerie, and the connection with Madrid.
Madrid,
And
of course.
see what I can't put together there.
You've got to let go of Madrid. Yes, but of course, yes, you can absolutely do that. However, you have 2 successes. Johnny, did you have any successes here?
No, I
Watching
rolled
Ethan's
2. I failed. I spent some willpower. I 2 failures again. So didn't
At
spend any
least you
willpower.
didn't spend any willpower, yeah. And Countess?
I got 1 success, did a willpower. Now I have 4 successes, and one of them's a 10, so I have to re-roll the 10,
Reroll the
right?
10. That's a good reroll. Oh yeah, you can reroll so much because of its culture. So yeah, okay, go ahead. Reroll the 10.
Nothing
No.
on
So
that.
with 4 successes. So I'm gonna say Johnny. This is like lame art student. You know, like you despise this. Truman, you're able to sort of parse some things and feel some stuff. You have
Need
a
more explosions.
you have a
I still hate it.
You have a vague sense, Truman, that there are interesting little details that maybe are more relevant than just, you know, as much as some of this stuff is very thrown together, you do think certain things are very intentional. There are certain details and sort of shadows being cast on walls, and you begin to see a few motifs. And because you've also witnessed this ravaging creature tonight, it's coming up for you. But the Countess, explicitly notices that they are doing some shenanigans where Faust is often, his shadow will often have like horns on it, you know, very subtly in frame. Some of this sort of stuff. So in other words, this video, Truman, you have a vague sense. Countess, if you'd like to say it aloud, the others will know, otherwise you can keep it to yourself. But you believe that they are implying that Faust has some sort of like devilish, demonic.
Oh, I definitely
Power.
am going to say that out loud.
Okay, so she sort of says that aloud.
I see it. I see it. Yes. That
What
explains
makes you
the
think that?
the horns, tail, the general demeanor.
Oh, the
fact that when I
demony
was
stuff.
talking to him. Yeah.
Devil face thing. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There was also the part where he kept talking about how there's no cure for what he has, or like I couldn't help him. I mentioned that the devil you know is better than the devil you don't, and he disagreed.
He said
He said it's like it's
there's
still
no
the
better
devil or something
there's
like that.
no better
Has
devil.
anybody looked at his feet?
I'm not really a foot guy.
Yeah, it's gross.
Maybe you need
I
to
was-
start if we're dealing with the devil.
I didn't quite catch that. I was flying through the air between explosions.
So
But-
Ethan has sort of slipped. Oh, tell you what, let's just have this be a fun beat of this. Ethan, I have no idea what I built for you, so this is a shot in the dark. Ethan, if you would please give me a dexterity plus pickpocket. Let's see how smoothly you can slip Johnny Wright a disc without Truman being the wiser. Truman,
This is
what is
feeling
your
like a real? Oh, God.
Truman, what is your perception score?
1.
Great. Ethan, what do we got?
Hold on.
Oh, you don't have pickpocket. I'm so sorry, Ethan. That's literally the only physical skill you don't have at least one pip in. You just got 2 dice.
Let's forget. We're gonna.
This is a real. That scene in the first Mission Impossible where Ethan is afterwards with the discs. Like,
Which one? Which one did I take? Which, yeah.
2 discs.
No.
2 discs.
Roll. Try.
Okay,
We
cool.
rolled it and failed every time.
So Ethan attempts to hand off a disc, surreptitiously to Johnny. But Truman, the Countess, Deputy Fraser, and Franklin the cat all see it. So Truman, you see a CD-ROM. He tried to slip it, but it's it also, not in fairness to Ethan, because why is he trying? It's very hard to palm a CD-ROM, even if you're as big as Ethan is.
Right.
So you see the disc.
Losing CDs, huh?
So, it's just a copy of what you gave us.
Yes.
All right. Well, at least we've got it for the records now. Whenever
But
we
it's
get back
got-
to you.
It's got a little extra for you, buddy.
Oh. All right.
Tell us.
Thanks. Is it like a visual thing, or can you just tell us? Not really the computer guy.
No, it's my voice recorded on there. You can just put it in. I'm sure does your helicopter not have a CD player in it? In the trunk?
Has a 6 CD changer in the trunk.
What kind of helicopter are you running here?
I prefer
Trying to
I pre-
upgrade it, but he doesn't let
No,
me.
I prefer the tape deck. It doesn't skip. Anytime we get turbulence on the helicopter, it skips.
Fair.
And because Johnny's
fair.
always outside and can't hear it, his helicopter, the 8-track tape in the, I guess it's made, but the point is, the cassette player in there is nothing but French Canadian, country music
Oh,
that Legac listens to as he flies you around.
I don't know why, but in my head, I feel like he's got external speakers on the side of the helicopter that plays his music when he lands.
Of course.
Well, it's when I
I
wanna
didn't
make
want to
a-
have to.
when I make a show, I make a show.
I didn't want to have to bring this out, but I guess there's no choice. I'm gonna go and flip another switch on my desk, and another panel will open up with a plinth coming out.
Oh, wow.
Now, on the plinth is a small device. I'm gonna walk over, pick up the device. I'm gonna place 2 pads over Johnny's head. Open it up and place the CD inside. Close it. I got this in Japan.
What is it?
Play it. You can walk around and listen to it.
Oh, like a Walkman.
Yeah, just like that. Just like that.
Mm.
And it's just got me recorded, just me speaking the rest of it.
Perfect.
I like if I shot this as a movie, right now, I would just be a shot of your face, not saying anything, while I listen to a recording of you speaking.
Oh my god. I'm reading about when the Discmans are cool looking.
Aren't they?
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I had a Discman for sure. Alright. Well, I will simply say this, Truman, because I know you want any excuse to undercut Ethan. You have certainly known what a Discman is for a while. Johnny definitely hasn't.
No way.
In my Jed is trying to figure out if Ethan is a top hacker of Prague, post-Soviet Union Prague.
Yeah.
Is it 1980 for him right now, and it's 1990 for the rest
Well,
of the world?
Ethan's not a hacker. Ethan can't
No,
hack at all.
I-
He just knows amazing hackers.
No, I just collect. Yeah, no, I just.
That's the worst.
Oh,
Yeah.
he just loves information. He loves lore. All right.
That's right.
Well then, Johnny.
Why?
Yeah.
Why be a hacker when you can be the nexus of hackers?
Is there a computer anywhere in invisible range?
No.
I'll like pull one of these giant pads off. Like,
Truman, I think I saw a Radio Shack down the street when we were landing. I don't know if you want to.
No, it got robbed. It's all closed up. We're in a rough neighborhood.
All right.
Good work, Ethan.
All right, Johnny. You hear Ethan saying, for some reason, he had this on a different file than in the video, and then he recorded it as an audio thing. This is just what he's got. This is what he knows about Faust. He's already
There's
done
also,
all this. Yeah.
There's also like theremin music playing in the
Oh,
background too.
first of all, though, actually, wait. The first thing that happens, Johnny, is Andrew, pick a city. Pick a city.
Any
in the
city?
World. Any city in the world.
Madrid.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fucking convenient. Johnny, the first thing that happens is
Don't bring up Madrid.
a long conspiracy. It honestly, what's so funny is it really sounds kind of like what Truman did earlier. Ethan, another retroactive roll for you, baby. Could you please
Yeah.
roll me I want you to roll me a composure plus lore. So that's 8 dice total.
Okay, no problem. I can't see my cursor with these sunglasses on. Hold on. There it is. Okay. Okay, all right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, baby. The fuck? Wow.
How do we do? I think you've said you've spent 2 other willpower, so we're coming to the stuff. How do we do?
Nothing. Even with 9,
You
with
have
the
a 9?
exploded. Well, no, I have 1 success, I guess. The 10 counts as a success. So
10's a success, and then you rolled and it was a 9?
no, nothing else. Nothing else.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, 7 is not a
7's
success,
not
correct?
enough, no. So
Okay.
1 success of a 10.
Yeah.
If you want to spend willpower to change that, you can. Otherwise, we're going to just roll with this. And I'm going to say that, Johnny, what follows is an absolutely... Like, it honestly makes Truman's rant sound hinged. Like, what is Truman's rant? A cabinet door? Because this thing was hinged. This, however, is not hinged. This is, dare I say, unhinged. Ethan is
Hingeless,
talking
as it
about
were.
absolutely hinge-free, baby. Hinge-free in 93 when he recorded it. Johnny, that being said, my dear friend, because you do have a rage die on you, right?
I do.
Oh God, please roll a 1 on that. That's what this game needs. I need you to make and it has to be analyzed. There's nothing else it would be. Give me an intelligence and analyze. You have 2 dice and 1 rage die, and I need you to roll a 1 on that rage die so bad, Pierce. The game needs it.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Philip.
Okay.
I rolled a 9 on the rage die.
Okay, that's a success then. What about the other 2?
I only have. You said it was intelligence. Oh, right. Sorry, I was thinking wits. Hang on, I got another. Let me throw another die in. I'm gonna roll. We will power. We roll those 2. Neither of those are successes.
Okay.
2 9s and 8. 3 successes.
3 successes.
Yeah.
So max, basically, all 3 dice were successes.
Correct. Yeah.
Then Johnny, I'm sad to say, you know it's nonsense. Ethan, and you're listening to Ethan do. So basically, Ethan, you are doing the most kind of conspiracy laden thing about what really happened in Madrid, and his theories are, they are not holding any water. He's blaming other cities. He's blaming a menagerie that he says must be on the moon. you know,
Moon Menagerie.
yeah, the Sea of Tranquility Menagerie. It's a lot, but it's not, but also it's not what you were told to listen to. Like, you really doubt this is what he was excited. And the way, Ethan, are you like nodding at him
Cheese
the whole
Menagerie.
time? So he's giving you looks of like, isn't this good stuff? And it's not what you thought. It's not what he was discussing. Yeah.
I'm just gonna just like pull aside one of these things and just like, hey, Ethan, there's a lot of stuff about Madrid. Is this the right disc? I haven't heard anything about Faust yet.
No, it's 17 tracks in.
Okay, so you can click ahead.
Once you finish that side, you can turn it over. It's a special disc.
What?
All right, I'll turn the disc over.
You can
The 2-disc album.
you'll find the proper thing. Okay. Johnny, what you listen to is an Ethan's, and as you click through, there's some like rough ones. There's, you know,
His voice is so hoarse and out of breath by the time we
Yeah.
play the Dr. Faust.
the Dr. Faust one, however, does give a bit of information. Explaining that Dr. Faust, unlike most other monsters, who really aren't sure exactly of their past, if they are having memories of other creatures, or if they have simply taken human form. Dr. Faust, as far as Ethan knows and as far as all the lore goes, is still himself. Dr. Faust is also a human. Though a human who made a monstrous pact with a devil named Mephistopheles. In other words, go ahead.
So given the information there, am I basically understanding that he's not losing control ravaging? Like that is something he is willfully just let doing?
Go ahead and do, and you can pitch me on other things. Ooh, let's do detect vibe. Let's do wits and detect vibe.
Wits and detect vibe.
That's decent for you, right?
Detect vibe? Yeah. Let's grab. There we go. One rage die in there. Spend a willpower to reroll 3 of these. 2 successes.
I think that you definitely think he is losing control. You definitely think he is growing enraged. It's more that his inner self. When monsters go on ravagings, it's because their inner self is like your true monstrous nature is coming out. His is more that like the monstrous nature of his heart and perhaps of his pact is coming out. He is somehow like, you know, well, with 2 successes, you don't think he's doing it on command, but you do think that he's probably like, you know, he probably has more control over it than any others do, or he has more, you know, he was able to resist it when he got a bullet, you know, glanced off of him today. So he's a special case, but you do think that like when he went crazy in the church, he lost control. You're fairly confident of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. I'll when it finishes playing.
Yeah.
I will take the disc out.
Do you listen to the one that follows it about fluoride?
Well, it's good. It's good stuff there.
30, 45 seconds. Because I'm going to hear the F a bunch and think that there might be some more Faustian stuff here.
Yeah.
When I realize it's just about fluoride, I'll stop it.
Great.
And then I'll take the disc out and I'll just sort of snap it into some pieces.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't have to tell you.
Well, yeah, just give her the evidence. Right. It's like, so
You can just drop it outside.
Is that what all is all of that recordings? That's outside. Is that all the trash? Just recordings of things?
Yeah.
Man, we gotta get someone here to clean this up.
No. It's part of it. It's the process.
Oh
All
my
right, so
God.
what I listened there. 1, fluoride is apparently mind control, but 2, I also don't know what fluoride is. 3, Faust
None of
appears
us do.
to
None of us do.
Faust appears to have made some sort of bargain, right? Is that what I'm gathering, Ethan? That unlike
Right.
us, it is our nature that is living inside of us. But Faust, it's someone else's power that is living inside of him. And when he loses control, that power takes over him.
Yeah.
So we have to stop it, we have to sever that connection. We gotta go fight a devil. And we'll hit a Radio Shack for you, Truman.
God. So,
Or a Circuit City.
Wait.
That's probably a better spot. We'll hit a Circuit City.
is what I'm hearing right? That we're taking a trip down to the Chocolate Menagerie? Are we going down to Georgia? If you can get me back to my hideout, I should be able to track my helicopter where it's at least landed or ended up.
Sure. Well, there was no reason for to not do that now. We've got our information. Thank you, Ethan. Your usual payment. Jimmy Bags will be by with that.
Good.
Jimmy Bags?
Yeah, the bag man, Jimmy Bags.
Jimmy Bags, guys. There's quite a what's fun about this is all the NPCs we don't like. There's this whole off-screen world of Franklin, Legock, Jimmy Bags, Penelope. Oh boy, Penelope for the Chocolate Menagerie.
Harrison's the best pilot the world has ever seen. Apparently.
He's a real fucking pro. All right. Well, as you prepare Jimmy Bags to bring the money, you guys are going to go back, try to sort that out, but also dealing with the situation. I would actually like, and Ethan, do you think at this point you might give them one last bit of parting, like, assistance or
Of course.
Okay, so then, I would like for everyone here, as you're sort of racking your brains, I need you all to make a wits or intelligence roll. And I think, yeah, you can use analyze, you could do culture, or you could do lore.
I'm gonna do culture then.
You'll do culture.
That's all I
Do
have.
lore.
We'll see kind of as you guys are thinking about these plans. Parting shot as you guys all consider.
Single success.
Count as a success. Her
Sweet.
mind is going. Truman?
Ah, there we go. I had to use 2 willpower, and I finally got 2 10s.
There we go.
So 2.
2 successes. Okay. Johnny,
Question here.
please.
Because
Or-
this is the first time it's come up where when I choose to re-roll 3 dice,
Yes.
if one of them, because the last time I've been doing this, the rage die has been my success when I've been re-rolling dice. So
Yeah.
it is not a success right now.
Yeah.
Do I have to re-roll it as part of the 3 dice to re-roll?
Mm,
I have 4. But
I see what you're saying. You don't. You could
Okay.
re-roll a different die, but if the other ones are all success and you don't want to re-roll them, yeah, if you're ever re-rolling a rage die and then it comes up as a 1, that's just really cool.
yeah, I'm just wondering.
Yeah.
I'm just.
But
I'm just
yes, no,
wondering if,
you
like,
don't
I
have to
do
choose it. You
every-
don't.
Okay,
You
okay.
could. Yeah, you've already rolled it for the roll, so any willpower you're spending is
Okay.
Truman has so much rage because Ethan is so irritating.
Okay. 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. Ethan, do you have any successes on your
Oh, sorry. I thought it was everyone else.
Oh yeah, wits and so I was gonna say you could think on it as 2, so you could do a wits and lore at 7 for you.
Okay.
We have 1 from Countess, 2 from Truman, 3 from Johnny. They're gonna get some stuff, but part of me really wants Ethan to roll high to just really shove it in Truman's face again, because Truman is having the worst night, and this is making it worse.
Yeah, I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, so you and Truman are equal. Okay, great. So
I'm gonna re-roll though. Hold on.
Sure. Yeah, reroll 4 of those. Why not? What's 1 more willpower? We're wrapping up. Burn it while you got it.
Four successes.
4 successes. So Ethan does go the highest after all. So as Countess and Truman are kind of thinking over, and you know, Countess is probably having some thoughts of like, you know, well, if we're fighting a devil, we may need to, monsters don't quite know enough about this, and Truman's, kind of trying to think of like, any other lore person you could go to. Johnny is thinking maybe we need to, we may need to ask Ethan to go deeper into the archives, but Ethan, you do have a realization of something you could say to them, and what's fun is you actually don't know some things that have happened to them tonight, so this suggestion is more interesting. Ethan, it does come to mind that there is one other group who make deals with the devil all the time. One other sort of class of creature in this world. So you might want to recommend, if the Council of the Empire Menagerie thinks they can handle it, that they go and have a conversation with some witches who might be able to help.
Yeah. You might want to consider getting some women in your life. Talking to the witches.
Makes more sense, yeah. Witches, you say?
Oh, yeah.
I think there was Countess, you found a survivor, right?
I did. Her name's Bianca.
Sounds like we should go ask her some questions.
Gladly.
Well,
Anything to get us out of here.
and on that note, as Truman, as you presumably just make haste to that window and fire escape, so it can be escape from this. As Ethan,
I kick the glass out of the window.
Beautiful. Make a strength
I'll
athletics.
open it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a 10 on the single die throw.
Then you do it. Wait, that's a single. That's a single die for you.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, but then you get to roll your 2 rage dice. Let's have those show up.
What? Yeah. I'm gonna spend 3 willpower to get rid of one of those rage dice.
Oh, okay. So yeah, perfect. So spend your 3. Oh yeah, while you got it, spend your 3 willpower and go ahead and
I did roll the other one. It was like a 5.
Okay, great. So yeah, go ahead and roll your resolve and detect vibe to get rid of that rage.
I got an 8.
Beautiful. It's gone. Yes. You honestly, it's like breaking the window was probably not a sufficient act of destruction, but it felt good when you did it. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah,
I love it. So with that, Johnny, do you have 3 willpower left?
Me?
Yeah.
I have exactly 3 willpower left.
Do you want to expend them all and try to get rid of your rage?
Sure.
Do a resolve. Well, just as we're ending, do a resolve plus detect vibe.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
It's probably not great.
And
for
we
you.
don't use it. We don't use a rage die when we're doing this, right? That's what we've.
You
we've
do
done.
not have to do a rage die on this one. No.
Okay.
On the keep and get rid of rage, you don't have to do those. It's more fun if you do, but it's fine. You have 6 dice right now, right?
Yes, that's 2 8s, a 10. I rolled
All
that
right.
10 and turned into another 10.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Oh.
you needed one, so you're fine. Yeah. You know what? You're feeling upbeat. This conversation with Ethan got you in a good place.
Yeah, I mean, we go back.
Oh.
Great.
It's nice to see old friends.
There you go. Well, it is nice to see old friends. And on that note, Andrew, thank you so much for joining us tonight as we wrap up. this
Yay!
session.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah,
very
that was
fun
a
to
lot of
have you
fun.
jump in.
That was awesome.
Very fun. And Ethan, I hope Ethan Langelo can make another appearance as this game
I
goes
think
on.
we need Ethan Langelo's services.
You guys may need to elevate him to the council, and then he can get a helicopter.
I
Yeah.
don't know about that. That seems like a step too far.
All right. Well, but yeah, thank you so much for being here, everybody. This has been a lot of fun. So we have some other games on the channel. I will have her mention. We're getting to the time of year where we're going to be missing a lot more stuff. Understandably, tomorrow night we will have. Just generally, we could miss games at any point. So just like I got a lot of stuff going on. We've said this a few times, so bear with us if we have sudden cancellations. We should have a session of MEI tomorrow night, where it sounds like you guys are making something for a necromancer, so that'll be fun.
That's great.
I don't know that we'll have a game this Friday of our Arkham Prelude. So far, those have been really fun. So we may be able to have one of those. So far, we've done 1692 and 1781, and they've both had very different vibes, but very creepy, very kind of fun historical weirdness in the village, then city of Arkham, Massachusetts, as we gear up for launching the modern-day Arkham Mass game on Friday nights in January. Next week we will not have a session of this, and then I guess the week after that is the 27th, and I haven't actually talked to everybody about availability in that thing. We may have one then. I think we'll probably try to have one the 27th, but I can't guarantee it, but we'll let you know that in the time.
27th is a Friday.
27th is a Friday, just kidding. The 29th. The 22nd we're off, the 29th. I was thinking of the Friday. Yeah. I also don't know if we'll have a game of the 27th, FYI, of the Friday. Mondays, I think we can maybe keep the Mondays going, but we'll see as, time goes. So we'll just let you know, but bear with us. You can go to our Discord to interact with us. We'll also announce when there are and aren't games there. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. I finally uploaded, couple of weeks worth of old ones I hadn't uploaded, so you can find those on the YouTube now, and the wiki to see all the games intersect with each other. Also, please follow all of these wonderful people doing all their stuff online. They can now plug things if they'd wish to, like such as and for what.
You got anything going on, Anna?
No, I want to hear what you have going on.
Haha! Turnabout. Fair play.
Well, I believe Andrew and I will be playing some more Dragon Age this week. Maybe. I haven't actually talked with you about Tuesday.
Yeah, I think Tuesday will work. Yes. Some Dragon
that'll
Age Veilguard.
And that'll be on Andrew's channel. Andrew's trying.
Yes.
That's all I've got going streaming wise. Otherwise, although today I read a lot of Snow Crash, and the amount of times I read the word semen was obscene, because it's a lot about Sumerian creation myths. Talk about it a lot as the water of its creation, and there was about 50 pages about it today.
Yeah.
Real weird place to just have a thing about cyberpunk and stuff like that. So if you want to hear more about that, that's what I do Sunday mornings. I read that book. But I will quickly just take a thing. It's just instantly when I popped in my head when I thought, what would be a good movie today? And in honor of our lore master that popped in, the movie that popped it right into my head was The Page Master.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, a movie I loved as a child, but a movie deeply about stories and lore and such.
Yeah, that's the Ethan
That would be
totally
my
is.
recommendation.
Ethan totally is. He's the disc master, but yeah, exactly.
Good.
Jed?
I've been doing some more videos on my YouTube channel, so come check that out, Deadwood Jedi.
Very cool.
And so that's what's going on lately. But yeah, it's I'm trying to move right now, so I'm looking at houses and apartments. This is
There you go.
absolutely not fun.
Yeah,
It's
not
an
a
unfun experience.
Not fun or stressful or demoralizing all the time at all. Yeah.
Nope.
Very good.
Nope. By the way, if you don't live in LA, don't come here. Too many people already.
What's interesting
Everything's
is
too expensive.
how everyone's leaving, and yet that's somehow still the case.
Yeah.
Well, It's almost like all of these houses that are just sitting unoccupied that are owned by wealthy people. Yeah, we don't need to get into that, but the point is...
It's like, almost like corporations really shouldn't be in charge of basic necessities.
Yeah.
Like housing
Nah.
and food and health
Nah.
and water.
Our systems are not broken. It's just no one has enough grit and determination anymore. On that
That's
note, because
I
after
will-
all,
Bootstraps are too short.
you know,
Wait.
you know who said, you know what? Actually, yeah, maybe this game of ours isn't so fictional after all. Monster elites controlling things from the shadows. What is real life 1994 New York in this game, perhaps? Sorry to go so hard there, everyone. I really
Oh, I
apologize.
didn't know if that was your benediction. I was like, oh, is that how we're ending?
Yeah, that's
I
the
assumed that
sign-off
was your
for this.
sign off. Yeah, I really felt
Yeah.
like that's what you were doing.
No, the sign off for this one is I have some.
I
I
will
have.
say that
Yeah, go ahead.
another thing to quote this book here real quick is that at one point when talking about everything, it does say that they live in that America is the most surprising and worst country in the world. Is that what it's stated? It's
Most
described.
surprising and worse. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the sign off for this game. I don't think I have a solid one for this one. Oh no, I know what it is. Like don't let the monster be loose or something like that. But for
Do you have a
Fridays
sign up for this?
for Fridays and Mondays, I have solid ones. Very happy. It's kind of uncomfortable because I just say a normal thing every time. Anyway, thanks for watching, and just remember, when life gives you lemons, throw them back in life's face and bite life in the neck because you're a monster. Good night.